Apple crisp is one of my all-time favorite desserts. It's popular in the fall when apples are in season, but it's great any time of the year. If you're a fellow apple crisp fan, you know what I'm talking about. The warm, crunchy topping and the sweet, tender apples. It's the ultimate comfort food when it comes to desserts. To keep things interesting, I like to mix it up and sometimes add different fruits along with the apples. So today, I'm going to show you two different variations of apple crisp, one with cranberries and one with pears. I'm starting out by making the cranberry apple crisp, and this is a gluten-free and vegan recipe. I'm using coconut sugar and other wholesome ingredients.
In my saucepan, I'm placing 5 chopped apples.
I kept the apple skins on, but feel free to peel them if you prefer.
Add 1.5 cups of cranberries. These are fresh cranberries. The juice of half a lemon. 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar, a pinch of sea salt, and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Bring this to a boil over medium-high heat, loosely covered. Meanwhile, I'm going to stir together 2 tablespoons of arrowroot flour with 2 tablespoons of cold water. Mix it until you have a nice smooth slurry. I'm going to reduce the heat to medium-low and simmer this for 10 minutes or until the apples are soft and the cranberries have popped. You can hear them popping already. While I'm waiting for the apples to cook, I'll go ahead and start preheating my toaster oven. I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm also going to mix up my topping by combining 1 cup of rolled oats, 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 1/2 cup of flour. This is flour that I made myself by grinding up more oats, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm also adding a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla powder. I really prefer to use this these days in baking. I just find it really gives a nice vanilla flavor without the alcohol. As you can see, I really do like it. It's almost gone. We're just going to combine this together. And depending on the type of flour you use, or even your oats and how old they are, you may get varying results. We want basically a crumbly mixture. If it seems too dry, you can always add another little touch of either maple syrup or the avocado oil. Or if it seems too wet, just shake in a little more flour or a little bit more oats. This is kind of the consistency you're going for. It should clump together a little bit. Let's see how our apples and cranberries are doing. This is looking perfect. The apples are nice and soft. The cranberries have popped. We're going to go ahead and thicken it now with our arrowroot slurry. And if you can't find arrowroot, feel free to substitute cornstarch. All right, you can see we've got a little bit of moisture down there at the bottom, a little liquid. That's great. Let's thicken this up. So in goes our mixture of the arrowroot flour and the water. And you want to stir that pretty quickly so that it doesn't clump up for you. And if this thickens up too much, you can always add a little splash of apple juice. It should just be kind of like a nice thick, gooey, pie filling consistency. So we're just cooking this for a few minutes, and now we're going to shut off the heat. Now place the apple cranberry mixture in an 8 or 9 inch cake pan. A pie dish works as well. Kind of spread it out in an even layer. Now sprinkle the topping over the fruit. And this is a high ratio of crumble to fruit. I just tend to love that. I feel like I can never get enough crumble.
Bake the apple crisp at 350 for about 20 minutes or until the top is golden. Despite my oven being accidentally set to broil, it somehow came out okay. There was just a little bit of dark stuff on top that I could pick off, but it worked out. Serve the apple crisp warm. It really tastes great with a little scoop of ice cream on it. This is perfect for dessert, or you can even serve leftovers for breakfast. Now moving on to the apple pear crisp, and this is more of an old-fashioned classic recipe. I'm using maple syrup, some gluten-free rolled oats, butter, a gluten-free flour blend. I'll explain more about that in a moment. I'm also using some brown sugar, some sea salt. Now this is my own homemade blend of different flours. I'm using some gluten-free oat flour, and I'm also using some sweet rice flour. This is a super fine version. And then I'm also using some tapioca flour. You can substitute this mixture with any gluten-free flour. I'm also using some gluten-free oats, and these are sprouted, so I really like this brand. It really helps to make the oats more digestible. To make the topping, place 1/2 cup of cold diced butter in a bowl. Add 3/4 cup brown sugar. Mix this together either using a fork or a pastry cutter. Add 3/4 cup gluten-free flour, 1 cup rolled oats, and mix it all together. Eventually it'll all come together into a more uniform crumb topping. You can even use your hands to accomplish this. The butter should all be incorporated and it should clump together a little bit. I'm using 4 pears and 2 apples. You can use any combination of fruit that you like, but you basically want 6 pieces of fruit. I'm going to peel everything, but feel free to keep the skins on if you like. And now I'm just going to proceed to chop up all of the fruit. So I'm cutting up my pears, and then I'll cut up the apples. Place all the chopped fruit into a large bowl. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and stir to evenly coat the fruit. Feel free to add a little cinnamon and lemon juice if you like. Transfer the mixture into an 8-inch cake pan or a pie plate. I didn't add any thickener to the fruit, but if you like, you can add a cornstarch slurry just like we did with the other recipe to help thicken up the fruit mixture. Add the crumb topping over the fruit, and I should mention that I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's ready for the oven. We're going to pop it in our preheated 350 degree Fahrenheit oven and bake for 40 to 50 minutes. Remove the finished apple crisp from the oven. Nothing smells better than a freshly baked warm apple crisp in your kitchen. Bon appetit! It is time to taste test. It's hard to say which one I love more. Both of these apple crisps are amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.